Hi there guys, Sai here and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a pure ComputerCraft episode. I'm talking about the smartTurtle API, which I've not so much recently, but a little while ago upgraded to version 2.0, but as most of you don't really actually watch my Feed the Beast Let's Play, which is currently on hold, I'm sorry about that, you won't have seen it, so I may as well introduce it just normally. I am going to start off the episode by saying that I've not really done a pure ComputerCraft episode that you can't really see a lot of before, so if this turns out to be a terrible video, I'm really sorry. I don't exactly know what I'm doing here. So, I guess the first thing to do is demonstrate. I'll just put some coal in this turtle, and if we type in apis, which is the command to get the list of APIs, you can see here underneath RedNet we have sTurtle, and basically this is intended to extend the functionality of the Turtle API, but for most of the time you really want to use it instead of the Turtle API because it does come with some benefits such as coordinate tracking and inventory slot tracking, and these only work if you use the inbuilt movement functions, for instance. It also does provide a bunch of other stuff like automatic mining, well, tunnel mining I guess, but mining to positions and stuff that just doesn't come with the normal Turtle API and is intended to save you a bit of time programming. So if we just refuel without caps lock, I don't think that'll work now. And we can go into Lua because the functions of an API obviously only work in Lua, and we can say sTurtle.init, which is the initialization command, and you have to run this once every time the turtle starts up. So you could probably put this in startup, but you have to run it once before anything happens. Now if we reboot by holding Control R, we can go into Lua again. Obviously there's no position data saved at the moment, but sTurtle.getPos is the command for getting position data, and at the moment it's 0000 because this doesn't have a way to detect its actual position. If you have a GPS network set up, then you can use the sTurtle.gpsLocate or GPSInit functions, which will get your position. And they work slightly differently, but you can see that in the documentation in the link. So we can, I'm just going to go through the basic functions here because there's far too much of it to go through in a single episode really. So sTurtle.setPos, and if we get on top of this thing, we can, oh that's not very visible against the quartz, whoops. 394 25 minus 150, and you'll notice there's 4 coordinates, and the fourth is for the F coordinate, which is currently 3 for the turtle. And that lets it track properly. Now if we reboot it again, you don't really have to do all this rebooting, this is just for demonstration. Just hold Control R for this. It should have said, I've not put the sTurtle.init inside the startup prompt, which is why I was getting a bit confused about something not happening there. But if we do initialize it, again you can see it now says position data loaded, which is because we've already saved a position, and there you go, the position. And if we just move it around now, you can use normal movement functions with this. It has, say, forward, and we can set it to go forward, say 5, or you can use a slightly different movement function, which is the If you put mine and then capitalize the direction, this only works for up, down and forwards. Say mine down 2 blocks, it will remove obstacles. This includes mobs and blocks. The normal movement functions doesn't remove mobs from the way, so it will time out eventually if you stand in front of it for too long. Now, if we run this, it goes 5 forward and then stops, and it should have returned false. It probably didn't because I put 2 lines of code on the same line. But obviously this will return false because it has no pickaxe, so it can't mine down. However, if we just go and get the position again, you can see that it has corrected itself. It's 399. Oh, we can't F3 from inside there. But yeah, it's adjusted its X position to 399, and this works with turning and everything. To get the API, you should either, well, there's 2 methods. If you're playing in single player or happen to have access to server files, then I would suggest going to the pastebin link in the description, copying the pastebin, saving it as a file, not as a text, just as it has no extension. Standard file inside the ComputerCraft folder that you're using, and it wants to go inside Lua ROM API's Turtle, and I'll put that underneath the link. And if you do that, like this turtle, it will load up every time that the turtle is loaded. Otherwise, what you want to do is say pastebin get, and the code, which will also be in the description, is acUyz, I'm sorry, I'm copying this out, APJ, and you want to call it sTurtle. You can call it anything else if you particularly want to, but any mods that I mean, any programs I make in the future will reference it as sTurtle, and it helps for sort of like community collaboration if everyone calls it the same thing, especially since this is intended to be an underlier for more advanced programs. Connecting to pastebin.com, because I'm connected to the internet, I won't get success. If you get failure and everything's connected properly, the probable reason is that your server has the HTTP API turned off. I really can't do a lot about this, I'm sorry, there's no real way around this, because if I think there may be a program that lets you automatically copy programs into the ComputerCraft window. I wouldn't try and do it manually. It's several hundred lines of text if I remember correctly. Anyway, now that we've downloaded this, you really want to edit startup and say os.loadAPI sTurtle. This is unneeded if you're doing it the single player way, and obviously you want sTurtle.init in there as well. I suspect this will fail now because I'll already have sTurtle loaded due to the way I've got the computer set up. If I save, exit, reboot this. No, it doesn't say that. I'm surprised, but there we go. Second time position data loaded. Anyway, I don't think there's a whole lot else to say about this. I don't know whether I'm going to do multiple little videos explaining the parts of the API. There are comments in the code if you want to just go and read through that. That should tell you what most of the stuff does, and I can either create a lot of little videos explaining bits and pieces, or I can just write out a full, I've forgotten what it's called. I'm not a coder, so I don't really remember, or at least not any more than a basic amateur coder. Nope, completely forgotten the word of it. Basically a description of what all the things do. Documentation, that's the word. There will be changes and updates to the API. I won't modify any existing functionality within the same pastebin though, so you can feel safe in downloading it. There may just be some extra features. If I do ever modify previous functionality in a way that it affects you, it will be moved into a separate pastebin folder as like version 2.1 or whatever. Anyway, there really isn't a lot else to say. I think I've already said that, but anyway. Oh god, eternal loops. I'm sorry, this is mildly amusing to me listening to myself talk after all this time and keeping repeating myself. It's probably not for you. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day.